Sergeant Preston of the Northwest Mounted Police with Yukon King, swiftest and strongest lead dog breaking the trail in the relentless pursuit of lawbreakers in the wild days of the Yukon. Back to the days of the gold rush as Sergeant Preston with his wonder dog Yukon King meets the challenge of the Yukon. This is the Yukon, the territory patrolled by Sergeant Preston, beautiful, undefiled, and deadly. Gold was the magnet that drew most people into this wild, unfamiliar region, but to an unsavory few, it was a hiding place from the long arm of the law, Dawson, terminus of both Canadian and American river steamers on the Yukon. On a summer's night, Captain Whitman guided his ship slowly upstream toward Dawson through a dense fog. Though all seemed quiet beneath him, below on the cabin deck,
Captain Whitman.
Sergeant Preston and King. Good to see you again, Sergeant. The last time we berthed here in Dawson, you were down a White Horse.
Well, I go wherever I'm needed. Right now, I'm looking for a fellow by the name of Carmichael from London. Did you have him on board?
A fugitive, huh?
Well, hardly. He's an inspector from CID.
CID?
Criminal Investigation Division of Scotland Yard.
Oh. So that's how the wind blows.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure I know myself. But a strange thing happened during the fog last night. As you know, we have no passenger list. But I usually have a chance to get acquainted with most of the passengers on board. Well, we had a fellow this trip who never showed his face on deck. Even had his meals brought in. Never did get to know him.
What kind of an excuse did he offer?
No, he told the steward he was recovering from malaria. Looked healthy to me, though, the one time I saw him.
You described the man?
Big, ruddy face, tall, about your height. Do you think he's your man?
Well, unfortunately, I've neither met Inspector Carmichael, nor do I have a description of him. Say, this mysterious stranger disappeared last night during the fog, eh?
Right. Probably while I was taking 40 winks to my cabin. Sometime between 2 and 6 bells of the morning watch.
That's between 1 and 6 a.m. Did he leave anything behind in the cabin?
Everything, I judge, but the clothes on his back. I ordered the stateroom locked until I made my report to the company. That's the usual procedure in such cases.
Well, I think we better have a look at that cabin, Captain.
Of course.
Come on, King.
That's odd. The door's unlocked.
Right here, King.
That steward's going to hear from me about this. I gave him strict... Who gave you permission to barge in here? Speak up.
Begging your pardon, Captain. I was just doing the steward a good turn. He had to go ashore, and I offered to clean up the staterooms.
Didn't he tell you my orders about this cabin?
No, sir. He must have forgotten to.
Well, I guess no harm's been done. You may go, Troop.
Thank you, sir.
You've been in a fight, haven't you, sailor?
Me? Fight? Oh, you mean this? No, sir. Fact is, I took a bad fall last night in the fog.
Oh, I see. Well, that's too bad. You happen to know the man that occupied this cabin?
No, sir. I understand he wasn't much for company.
So the captain tells me.
If that'll be all, sir.
Yeah, that'll be all for the present. Thank you.
You may go ashore now, Troop, but be back before dawn.
Very good, Captain.
That man lied. He was in a fight, a bruising one.
What makes you so sure?
His knuckles, they were like raw meat. At dollars to donuts, our friend from Scotland Yard occupied this cabin, and he probably ran into trouble.
What makes you think that, Sergeant?
Yeah, this label, it speaks for itself. Assistant Commissioner Gordon, Northwest Mounted Police, Ottawa. Description, CID Inspector Carmichael. Needed at once. Possible misfortune indicated. Also need record RB Troop. Male, 45. Posing as seaman. Urgent. Preston, Sergeant Northwest Mounted Police. Dawson. Sergeant Preston, Dawson, Yukon Territory. No description. Carmichael available here. Also, no record our files on RB Troop. Trying Vancouver Police for you. Ian Gordon, Assistant Commissioner.
Disappointed with the reply from Ottawa and wishing to stay on the case while he waited for the report from Scotland Yard, Preston decided to question Troop further, but the seaman had left Dawson. Preston doggedly searched for Troop without success until he arrived at an obscure trading post a day's ride north of Dawson.
Then you have seen this man, Mr. Corcoran.
From your description of him, Sergeant, I couldn't be mistaken. The black eye, the plaster on the chin. Yes, Sergeant, he was your man, all right. Bought a complete grubstake outfit from me, including clothing right from the skin out, and a horse, a brown one.
Any idea where he was headed?
He didn't say. One of those secretive fellas.
Well, thanks, Mr. Corcoran.
Anytime, Sergeant. Glad to be of service to you.
Troop, on your feet.
Sergeant Preston, I wasn't expecting you.
Who were you expecting? Inspector Carmichael?
Hardly that, unless there's more than one Inspector Carmichael.
Turn around. Place your hands flat on the wall above your head. No tricks. All right, you can turn around. Open this up and show me the contents. Well, you really are.
Yes. Inspector Carmichael of Scotland Yard, Sergeant.
After lengthy questioning, Sergeant Preston was finally convinced that the sailor who called himself Troop was none other than the missing Scotland Yard man, Inspector Carmichael.
Well, you see, Sergeant, after waylaying me in my hotel room in Vancouver one night, this thorn chop escaped with all my luggage and some of my money. Lucky for me, he missed the wallet. Well, I managed to trace him to to the steamer in Alaska and shipped aboard myself, disguised as troop, to keep an eye on him until we reached British territory again. Then, as you know, he recognized me, caught me in the fog, and again slipped through my fingers. In his haste, he left all my belongings.
Why didn't you tell me all this when I saw you in Thorne's cabin on the Yukon Belle?
Because I thought I'd be more effective working alone. I still think so, Sergeant.
Perhaps. From your account, Thorne seems like a desperate man. What's the charge against him?
He killed his employer, Sir Hugh Devitt. The charge is murder.
Well, that puts a different light on things. As a murderer, Thorne had stopped at nothing to make his escape. He knows he can only be hanged once anyway.
Quite. He's already proved that.
Being Canadian-born explains why he chose the Yukon. He knows there are still vast unexplored areas where a man can lose himself in the wilderness. Unfortunately, there are unmapped districts in the territory where even a trained woodsman would have difficulty tracking him down.
With all due respect, Sergeant, that's a matter of opinion. Personally, I think the chap would stand more chance of losing himself in the London slums. Out here in the open country, practically in the bag. Only luck saved him from me on the steamer. That and the blasted fog.
If, as I believe, Thorne's taken to the Sawtooth Range country, you might find the going increasingly difficult, Inspector.
The Yard's reputation is well known, Sergeant. Through the years, we've developed scientific police procedure to the point where the ordinary criminal has little chance of escape. In my opinion, such proven methods are just as applicable in the Yukon, or in Timbuktu for that matter, as they are in Great Britain.
There are times in the Yukon, Inspector, when it requires all of one's ingenuity merely to survive. I've been instructed to give you the full cooperation of the Northwest Mounted Police.
Thank you, Sergeant. I appreciate the spirit of your offer.
I'll sleep on it. Should we leave it at that, eh?
I'll have to pick up the necessary supplies for a backcountry trek. We can meet here in the morning. Naturally, I hope you decide to allow King and myself to assist you.
Naturally. Sergeant, your offer places me in an embarrassing position. Frankly, I believe you put me at a disadvantage. That red tunic of yours scare off anyone for miles.
Well, you may be right in one respect. This tunic is a warning to the lawless that no matter where they go, justice is not far away. It's probably saved more lives than armor plate, done more to bring peace to the Yukon than all the guns of Her Majesty's Army. We may be younger than Scotland Yard, but we also have our tradition.
Tradition?
Yes, Inspector, we have our tradition also. A Mountie always gets his man. Well, good night, Inspector. See you in the morning. Come along, King.
The following morning, Sergeant Preston, with King, rode out to meet Inspector Carmichael.
Well, afraid I didn't make a very deep impression on our inspector friend, old fellow. Come here, King. Get the inspector sent. Boy. I want you to pick up his trail before he gets into trouble again. Come on, let's go after Carmichael.
While Inspector Carmichael searched fruitlessly without Preston's assistance, Harry Thorne, the escaping murderer, made his way into the Sawtooth Range country. Tired and saddle sore, he welcomed the sight of a trapper's cabin at the entrance to Lost Canyon.
Door's open. Come on in.
You live here alone, old man?
See for yourself, mister. I'm not staying around here much longer. What's your business?
Maybe you can tell me the quickest way through these mountains.
Maybe I can, stranger. But first, maybe you better tell me why you want to know.
That's none of your business. Just answer my questions.
It's your funeral, mister. The quickest way through the Sawtooth is Lost Canyon. And you're at the entrance to that right now.
What do you mean it's my funeral? If you've got any ideas...
Save it, mister. I haven't. But the Mad Wolf might. He's back again. I saw him yesterday with my own eyes. That's why I'm lighting out of here. Got a good claim in the canyon. Trapping's good come winter, but I don't aim to fight that wolf for it. I'm clearing out of here.
Trying to scare me, eh?
Oh, fiddlesticks. Guess you never heard of the Mad Wolf. He's a killer, mister, and he's not afraid of nothing. Years ago, some Chachaco put a bullet in his head, and it's still there. Didn't kill him, just made him crazy mad at the world. Take my advice and go back where you come from before he gets your scent.
If I want your advice, I'll ask for it. And as for that Mad Wolf, I'll take care of him.
What's in the pack? That's none of your business, mister.
This makes it my business.
Now, look at here. You wouldn't take an old man's last grub stake, would you?
This is my lucky day, Pop. I get rid of a blabbermouth and make a nice profit. All with one bullet.
No. No. Take my poke.
Grab this wind, drag it.
Found him, have you, fella? Good boy. We'll have to approach him carefully, make sure he identifies us. Might think it's Thorne and start shooting. Come on, let's go. Give you a hand, Inspector?
Sergeant, you're just in time. How did you find me?
Well, King picked up your scent.
An amazing animal. I'll have to admit I was lucky in tracing Thorne this far. Yeah, my luck ran out this morning. He's given me the slip. Have you any ideas?
Well, perhaps. Thorne's obviously trying to make us escape through Sawtooth Range up ahead of us.
Well, then I suppose we've had it. We'll never pick up his trace over barren rock.
Well, maybe. There's an old sourdough named Charlie Kent. There's a cabin up ahead near Lost Canyon. He may have some information for us about Thorne. Charlie knows the Sawtooth like the back of his hand.
Sergeant, I must confess, I'm glad you showed up. For more reasons than one, I was at my wit's end.
Well, every man to his own trade, Inspector. Turn me loose in London, and I'd probably look very silly.
Say, what on earth's that?
It's a wolf, and I don't like the sound of it. Let's get on to Charlie's.
Poor chap, he looks in bad shape.
Yes, he is. And he's lucky this wound isn't worse. I judge this as some of Thorne's work. He's probably headed up Lost Canyon.
I hate to lose the time, Sergeant, but this man needs attention.
Yes, he does, and more than that, he can probably give us some information.
Then I'll go after Thorne while you take care of Kent. You can catch up later.
I'd rather you didn't, Inspector.
I'll not chance Thorne's escape, Sergeant. You come along as soon as you can.
Better follow him, old fellow, and see that he stays out of trouble, understand? Take it easy, old fella. You're gonna be fine.
He'll get him, Sergeant. He's back. He'll get him on the trail down the canyon.
Who?
Manitou, the Mad Wolf.
Are you sure, Charlie?
Saw him yesterday. Lost Canyon.
You better warn Carmichael.
You go ahead, Sergeant. Takes more than one bullet to kill an old rooster like me. I'll be all right.
I'll get you in your bunk first. Up here, Charlie. Easy does it. I'll be back, Charlie.
Tried to nick me, Sergeant. Got me in the arm before I could open fire. I'm afraid Torn's capture's up to you now. He's on foot if that's any help.
There's a mad wolf loose in this canyon. Where's your horse?
He ran away. What's this about a wolf?
Well, there isn't time to explain now. Take my horse and ride back to the cabin. Take care of that wound. Wait for me there. I'll send King along to make certain that you don't get lost. Now, if you spot the wolf, don't try to be a hero. King will handle it.
Right, Tom.
Let's go. Guard him, King.
Well, what can you do?
Go after Thorn. Drop that gun, Thorn. Drop it. You're covered. Put your hands up. Turn around. All right, Thorn, on your feet. It's all over. Arrest you in the name of the Crown. Turn around. Your hands behind you.
I'm real grateful to you, Sergeant. With the wolf gone, I can live out my days here in peace.
That's fine, Charlie. Don't tell me you're wrestling with a new problem, Inspector.
Problem, Sergeant? No. I was just doing a bit of dreaming about a nice, straightforward murder case in cozy old Limehouse, and how the traditionals of the Mounties made it possible for me to get back to that sort of thing. My problems are solved, thanks to you and King.
Well, we're glad we could have helped. Aren't we, old fella? Well, King, this case is closed.